They told me, "You're not our priority right now." The words weren't shouted. They weren't whispered. They appeared as text, green bubbles glowing on my screen. On the one night, I thought they'd finally see me. Promotion night. My name engraved into the glass wall of the firm at last. Years of carrying their silence on my back. Years of surviving on scraps of acknowledgement. I thought tonight would be different. It wasn't. Instead, they threw my brother a party. Balloons. Laughter. Toasts. A cake I could almost taste through the photos flooding our family group chat. My phone buzzed again and again, but never for me. Not one congratulations. Just that jagged little sentence, "You're not our priority right now." Being overlooked wasn't new. My brother was always the golden child, charming, reckless, stumbling his way through life, yet always landing on cushions I laid out for him. Mother's smile stretched wider for him. Father's pride belonged only to his mistakes, rebranded as victories. I played my role well, the shadow child. Silent. Steady. Invisible until I wasn't. This promotion was supposed to be my sunlight, my moment. But shadows don't beg for light. They consume it. The first crack came with the whispers. Clients I had cultivated for years suddenly funneled toward him. His name on projects I had poured myself into. At first, I told myself it was coincidence, clerical errors, office politics. Until I traced the emails. My father had been pulling strings, shifting my work into my brother's hands as if my sweat, my hours, my victories were theirs to give away. It should have broken me. Instead, it sharpened me. That night, I didn't cry. I didn't call. I didn't beg for a seat at their table. I left a single note on my desk at the firm. Let him handle it now. No one understood what it meant, but I did. While the world clinked glasses for him, I was already in motion. I started small, rerouting accounts subtly, strategically. Every project they reassigned to him, I left with holes only I knew how to fill. Contracts designed to collapse, deadlines doomed to fail. He walked in my shoes, but the soles were filled with glass. Then I hit harder. That promotion wasn't just a title, it was access. Files. Passwords. Keys. While he smiled for cameras, I shifted every fragile alliance onto his lap. Clients who demanded perfection. Partners who wouldn't forgive a single failure. He inherited the kingdom, yes, but I'd built it on wet sand. I made sure it looked like he had it all, right up until it all burned down. The next morning, my phone lit up like a dying star, 42 missed calls. Mother. Father. Him. Their voices screaming into the void I'd left behind. By noon, disaster whispers were already circling the firm. Documents missing. Accounts frozen. Clients furious. And at the center of it all, my brother, the one they had crowned without a throne. When he finally cornered me, his voice cracked. "You set me up." I smiled. Thin. Tired. "No. I let you have what you always wanted. All of it." The climax wasn't loud. It wasn't violent. It was the silent realization crawling across his face as he pieced it together. He was never built for weight, not responsibility, not expectation. That was always me. They handed him my world, not realizing it came with storms he couldn't survive. And me? I was free. Free from their silence. Free from their shadow games. I didn't have to prove my worth anymore. I had proven their blindness instead. The confrontation with my parents came days later. Mother's voice trembled for the first time. "Why didn't you help him?" I looked her in the eyes, steady and unblinking. "Because you told me I wasn't the priority." Father tried to argue, he always did, turning blame into sermons. But this time his words fell flat. For once, there was no invisible child to carry the family's failures. Only the golden boy drowning under the weight they'd placed on him. Do I feel guilt? No. Relief? Yes. The kind that seeps into your bones when you finally stop chasing people who never turn to see you. They wanted him to shine. So I gave him the stage, the spotlight, the applause. And when the curtains fell, the silence that followed was theirs to hold. Now, when I sit alone, I think back to that night. The night of my promotion. The night they celebrated him instead. I replay the words they sent me, words meant to cut me down. You're not our priority right now. They were right. I wasn't their priority. But that night, I became my own. And in the ruins of their golden boy's downfall, they finally saw me. Not because I demanded it, but because they had no choice. That's the kind of recognition you don't toast with champagne. That's the kind that echoes in silence. I left them a note, just one line. Let him handle it now. And he couldn't. That was always the difference between us.